pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the meeting to order. Like to do a roll call.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Somebody approve the minutes.
I will make a motion to approve the agenda minutes for Morgan Township Trustee Emergency Meeting dated February the 7th, 2024, as written.
Second.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I will make a motion to approve the Morgan Township Board of Trustee minutes. Never mind. We all got it covered.
No,
Nope,
we
you
need
got to do it.
No.
January 22nd.
Oh,
27th.
apologize. I saw the same date up there, and I thought we were doing two of them on the same date. Okay, this Morgan Township Board of Trustee minutes, emergency meeting minutes, but this is dated.
Nope. This one here, January 22nd. Don't you have that?
Would you pass that? I got the February 7th. Could you pass that down to me? All right, now it made more sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Motion to approve the Morgan Township Board of Trustee minutes dated January 22nd, 2024, as written.
Second.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
The warrant, need a motion to approve the warrant.
I'll approve the payment listing from January 23rd, 2024 through February 12th, 2024. Payment number 48-2024 through 90-2024. 91-2024 is voided. 92-2024 through 133-2024, and a warrant number 12475 through 1498, 1499 through 12504 are voided. We had issues with the printer. And then 12505 through 12513 for a total of $118,214.05.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, then we'll go to the fire department. Andrew?
Thank you. Kind of a long list, but the first one, our annual gear testing. Brittany Irwin has started. All of our turnout gear gets tested according to NFPA 1851. It has to be done yearly, so I'd like to thank Brittany for working on that process, as well as the City of Harrison. They loaned us their testing device, so we weren't out any money for renting the device or time to send it out to be tested. The first public CPR class of 2024 will be March 20th at 7 p.m. If you call the station, you can sign up. We're also working on a CPR email address that we'll put out, so people can email them or email that address and we can get them signed up. I have two POs for today. The first PO is to Lexipol for Fire Rescue 1 Academy. It's our yearly subscription in the amount of $3,040.56 from Fund 2281.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I'd also like to tag on to that they've increased their price every year since we've had them. So I'm working with them to figure out when our contract year is up. We're probably going to be moving to Cleveland State University. They have a program that'll cost us $700 for everybody for the whole year. So
And what is ours now then?
it's $3,040.56. So we'll have,
So if we're just now,
this was for last year.
this is for us, so we're a year behind.
Yeah, we're a year behind.
Okay,
So,
all right.
yeah, they're trying to play the whole, what can we do for you to get you to stay and stuff. And I told them, if you can't meet $700, then
You know they're not going to be able to do that.
no. So, and that's not tied to our Lexipol account for the policies or anything
Right.
like that. It's a separate account. So,
Okay.
the fourth item, a PO to Vogelpool Fire Equipment in the amount of $3,014.50. This is for the replacement of the gauge clusters and lights on tanker 141. The gauges were starting to fail. We had multiple lights that were out. It was beginning to be unsafe to drive at night. So they went ahead and replaced all the gauges in the clusters. So,
Is this a common practice to replace those after a
It-
certain amount of time?
well, as they go dim, it's hard to see at night. So the speedometer, the fuel gauge, the tachometer, everything was getting hard for the drivers to see.
Yeah.
The truck is 23 years old. This is one of the ones we're shooting for the AFG grant for, to try to replace. But it's just kind of routine maintenance at this point on a 23-year-old truck.
Okay.
Are we doing that out of 2111?
2111, yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
The next one is a motion for Rob Embry to receive his 1-year pay increase of 30 cents per hour, bringing his rate of pay to $19.30, effective 2/18 of '24.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
All right.
Motion approved.
The next one is a motion for Scott Houston to receive his 1-year pay increase of 30 cents per hour, bringing his rate of pay to $19.30, effective 2/8 of '24, or 2/18 of '24.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right. The next is a motion for Steve Meyer to receive his 1-year pay increase of 30 cents per hour, bringing his rate of pay to $19.30 an hour, effective 2/18 of '24.
Motion made.
Second.
Did you?
Jeff.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
And the last motion I have is for Lieutenant Tony Schroyer to receive his 12-year pay increase of 50 cents per hour, bringing his rate of pay to $25.20 an hour, effective 2/18 of 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Captain Fawns wasn't able to be here today, so I'll go over the January fire report. For 2024, we had a total of 34 incidents. 9 were fire, 25 EMS. We're about 5 behind of January of last year, where we had 39 total incidents. Our average out the door time, we're way below the 90th percentile. We're at 1:29, where the 90th percentile is at 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Mutual aid. We made one into Crosby, an open burn that was actually in our jurisdiction but was dispatched as Harrison on California Road. And then 2 into Ross. We did have Ross Township in once just for an assist, but we were able to make the transport because of our staffing level. So, are there any questions?
Yeah, I've got one, Andrew. I
Yeah.
know we talked about that, the squad, the one that we had thought about putting over into the zoning department. What's your evaluation on that vehicle? Is it sound? I know we were having some maintenance issues on that.
The squad.
It's a Ford Escape.
No, this Ford.
Oh, the Escape?
Yeah.
The transmission is pretty rough on it.
Yeah.
I think it would be okay for small distances within the township.
Okay.
But it's getting to the end of its lifespan.
Yeah.
So,
I
Now,
know we talked.
is that out of service?
that is actually the assistant chief's vehicle as of this time. So,
I thought we were getting that back.
we're working on it, so.
I tell you what, I know we've had the situation where the vehicles are right at the end of their life, and we hold on to them, and then we're on the hook to put a new transmission in it. If it's running, it's worth a lot more than if the transmission's out and someone's
Yeah.
got to tow it out of here. So, we can probably have a discussion at this point if we want to put it on gov deals and move it out of here, or, at the pleasure of the board, what do we want to do with that?
I think we need to get rid of it. Because
Okay.
it's going to cost us money and it's not worth it.
Okay.
It's rusting out as well as falling apart, so.
Okay. I've always been kind of the thought that we don't want to hold on to vehicles. We don't have enough space as it is. And if we got a vehicle that we can move out, especially if it's going to save us money, it's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, because at this point, we haven't had much maintenance expense out of it besides the routine maintenance.
Yeah.
So, I'm okay with that, and we can have a discussion about, what we're gonna do for the assistant chief's vehicle at another time.
we gonna go in executive session on that, or?
I mean, we could entertain a motion to put it on to gov deals and just it wouldn't be an executive session topic. It would be an open, an open session topic.
Right.
It's a course of business decision. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do.
Well, first off, we gotta bring it in.
We can make that. I'll make that happen this week. So
Okay,
Then we'll get with Chief Griffith and have him put it on gov deal.
okay.
I'll make a motion that we put the, what is it, a 2014?
it's a 2012, I believe.
2012
Escape.
Ford Escape on gov deals.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yeah,
I mean,
oh,
I'm sorry, Mr. Huff?
Yes,
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
all right. So you're gonna bring it, you bring it in?
We'll get it in by the end of this week. Yes.
Does Chief Griffith usually do the gov deal interaction, or do you do that too?
Usually Chief handles putting it all on there. He's like the guru of gov deals.
I talked to him, and he said he put it on there.
If he can put it on there, I can
Okay.
do the handoff, transfer, whoever buys it.
You
That's
let
not a
him know
problem.
that you're bringing it in, though, okay?
I will, yeah.
Okay.
I will call him as soon as we're done here.
Would you look it up, a blue book, and see what it's worth?
Yeah.
Just let us know. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Andrew.
No problem. Thank you.
Is that it, Andrew?
That's all I have, yes.
All right. And the park, Jeff's not here, so. is
I didn't know if
you got-
I can
Mr.
hit some
Cole
of the-
would like to-
I can hit the park stuff when
Okay.
I do my stuff at the
okay,
end.
that's fine.
Okay, and Rob's not here?
Well, he wants a PO though, so can I just go in his
Sure,
place
yes,
for his
yes.
PO? I need a motion to approve a PO in the amount of $19,000 to Morton Salt, so
Oh,
he
to
can fill
replenish
up
it.
his salt bin.
Are we okay till, I mean, we might need it tonight and tomorrow. Are we, we're not out, right? This is just,
No, he didn't say we were out.
okay, all right.
I didn't ask, but he didn't
I
say
didn't
we
think
were.
we were, but, okay.
Okay.
So moved,
Second?
Okay, Mr. Brucker,
yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved, thank you.
He also asked me to bring, he's here, but he's not feeling well, so he didn't want to come in here and spread anything, whatever he had. But he is looking forward. He brought up a while back, looking into getting a mini excavator, and he did get 3 prices. He just wanted me to bounce it so we could think about it, and not expecting a decision or anything today. But they got one from John Deere, they got one from Sourcewell, which is a Kubota, and then they got one from Southeastern, which is a Kobelco. So the prices, the John Deere is the most expensive at $87,383.22. The Kubota is the next one at $75,321.40. And the Kobelco is $74,673. So him and Mark have been looking over the pros and cons for the 3 different ones, other than the pricing. The Kubota has a dig force at bucket is 10,172. The John Deere is 8,267, and the Kobelco is 9,802 pounds. The max digging depth is 12 foot 9 for the Kubota, 12 foot 7 for the Deere, and 13 foot 6 for the Kobelco. The maximum deep height or depth, maximum dump height is 13 feet 8.5 feet for the Kubota, 14 foot 2 inches for the Deere, and 14 foot 10 inches for the Kobelco. The maximum reach for the Kubota is 20 foot 1 inch, for the Deere is 20 foot 6 inch, and for the Kobelco is 20 foot 9 inch. The weight for the Kubota is 12,900 pounds, the Deere is 11,349, and the Kobelco is 12,125. The lift capacity for the Kubota is 3,410 pounds, the Deere is 3,400 pounds, and the Cabelco is 2,270 pounds. So their recommendation, it's the middle of the road in pricing, but it seems to be the best overall for those categories is the Kubota. So you just wanted to plant that in our ear and talk with Tina about funding. That would probably come out of the general fund.
Maybe some can and some can
Okay,
come out.
that's what we wanted to see.
funds.
Can you split it like that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So just, he wanted to plant the seed that we could, think
Expect a
about it,
bit.
because he would really, he
What
thinks
is
that
he-
would be an asset to the,
What's he using now for small jobs to,
he's trying to use, he either uses the
Backhoe.
skid loader, but that doesn't have a digging, it's
Yeah.
just a scraper, or the backhoe. He has rented it from Baker. They got a mini excavator when he needs it, but he said it would be so much easier to get, to do the smaller things alongside roads, and a lot of advantages to have one.
Yeah,
well, Andrew, if you can sell that Escape for $87,000, we're right there.
That I could sell ice to an Eskimo.
So, no action needed. He just wanted to plant the seed, so that's all he had.
All right.
You got Dale's report, or you want me to read it?
Dale's not
Oh.
here today.
He does have a
I'm sure I
report.
do have something.
You know,
Okay, I can read it for you if you like.
or I can do it,
Okay.
no matter whatever.
Dale left his report, he's not here. He said certificates approved through February 12th.
That's on this page here.
Oh, okay.
There's
It's on
3
the
of 'em.
attachment. All right, we've had 3. I don't know what all he says. Does he say what they were?
Yep.
One was for an accessory structure, one was for a fence, and one was for a business to install fire suppression hood. Okay, he's got the February meeting of the zoning commission will be tomorrow, February 13th. He wants to remind everyone that all zoning commission meetings are open to the public. They meet here in the administration room at 7 p.m. The purpose of this meeting is to approve the text amendments and send the amendments to the Board of Trustees. 4063 Can Road has complied, I'm sorry, filed and will receive a approved zoning certificate for the fence. The BCPC meeting for approval of the solar chapter and other text amendments is tomorrow. He will be in attendance. He's reminding everyone that he will be asking for all the zoning regulation notebooks to be brought to him over the next month, as he will be reprinting the entire regulations. And then a copy will be submitted to the recorder's office and an electronic version created to be placed on the website. He has sent certified mail to the following property owners: one at 2787 Bell Road, 6810 Okeana Druersburg, and 2355 Bell Road. The first 2 are nuisance, and the third is for inoperable vehicles and no one living in the dwelling. He attended the annual OTA Winter Conference. He said that they had a good turnout. The weather was very acceptable. He acted as a sergeant of arms for 2 conference sessions concerning zoning. The first one's topic was focused on having a great BZA hearing. He also learned several new things to implement into our procedures for hearings. And that's all he has.
Okay.
Okay, next. Should I go?
Anybody else got anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go ahead and take it.
Tina?
Okay. I'd like to ask the trustees for a motion to approve Chrissy Hill to be paid 100% out of the general fund as fiscal office assistant and assistant to the trustees, and perform administrative work for the fire department and road department at the trustees' discretion.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved. We already did the PO, and that's all I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I just got 2 things. I was informed this week, we know we're working on the park, it's a little update on the park. We had an opportunity for ARPA funding that was coming down from the county. And I was informed from Judy Boyko this week that the Butler County Commissioners had approved our proposal to use the ARPA money for the Morgan Township Community Park and Walking Trail. And I just wanted to thank T.C. Rogers, Don Dixon, and Cindy Carpenter, who are the county commissioners. And that's going to go a long way to help and support the project for the residents of Morgan Township. It's going to be really a big deal to have that extra funding. Also, we had finalized the contract for RVP Engineering Services for the construction drawings of the park. They have provided the drawings as contracted, and now we would go ahead and finish the balance of the payment to them. And I think, Tina, you got the balance of the money that we owe them. So I'll go ahead and make a motion that we can PO them the money balance due.
What is it, 80? It's on the 7th thing.
I think I got it too. I might be able to get it.
Yeah.
Hang on here.
RVP.
The initial bill was $10,850. We've paid a total of $1,875 to date. So that leaves $8,975 to be paid. So a PO for $8,975 to RVP.
Okay. Are you making
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
Okay, is that all right? I didn't mean to cut your.
No,
cut into
perfect.
your.
No, you had it. You had the stuff.
Just cut you right.
I
You had the
did.
good
I'm sorry.
stuff there.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
And the drawings are on that back table. I brought them out this morning so people could look at them. I know the two ladies were interested, so.
All right. That's all I've got.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Tom?
The only thing I have, and Mike, I see Mike showed up, but I got a call from Mike last week, and he was asking what the possibility was for the Shandon Congregational Church to utilize the Station 142 down in Shandon to put a freezer of some sort in there to help. They're just overcrowded with, especially for the Strawberry Festival, and they have ice cream and things like that, and just have a freezer over there. Talked with Chief Griffith. He has no problem with it. Talked with Rob, because he has some stuff down there too. He has no problem with it. He said we got plenty of room. We have plenty of electric capacity. We at one time had 2 freezers down there when we used to have the fish fries for the firehouse. So, Mike, you want to add anything else? Come up to the mic if you would.
State your name, Mike. Address.
Mike Hodge, 5141 Alert New London Road.
Had to think about that, didn't you? You were going to say
Yes,
George.
I did. I was going to say George, and then I was going to say the garage. So, yeah, what we're trying to do is actually get the ice cream to the community, or to the firehouse there, where we set up. It would be the perfect situation. We're out of space. We have to go to St. Al's for freezer space a few weeks ahead of time. This way, we don't have to move it up and then move it back. We just take it over there. It sits. Day of, we just open the doors and start bringing it out of the freezer right there. So it would work out perfect for us. I think it would be very nominal as far as an increase in bills go, but we'd be willing to even pay that. But, you know, that's up to you guys. There is another whole topic while I'm up here, if I could jump in.
What we talked about?
The road closure.
Okay, I want to go ahead and also, let's prove that first.
Okay.
We're not giving them any access to it, the code to the door or anything like that. They will call the firehouse, and somebody from the firehouse would go down and let them in if they need to put stuff in, but it'll be open when they need to get it out for the Strawberry Festival anyway, so.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
I'll
not
make a
problem at all.
motion that we allow Shandon Congregational Church to put a freezer in Station 142.
Second?
Okay, Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, go ahead. This is another idea that he bounced off of me.
The second thing is well, Shannon Congregational is having a meeting on June 20th at 4:30. At 5:30 at the Community House is going to be the Shandon Civic Association meeting for the Strawberry Festival. Last year, I've been going to these forever, but just really getting involved in it since I retired, I decided to look at all the problems that I saw. It keeps growing on its own, and I'm never opposed to growth, but I don't think we're prepared for growth. Last year was very haphazard with vehicle parking. I witnessed kids crossing back and forth across 126, and there's still cars coming through that aren't coming to the Strawberry Festival. Now, I put on the car show and the Freedom Fest parade in Oxford every year, which is 2 weeks later. That's Highway 27. We shut that down from college to campus every year. That's a state route. We can shut 126 down from Chapel to Morgan Ross, detour around, then the town is safe. We're putting people at risk zigzagging across the street, and the way I'm looking at this, it solves the parking problem too. Because when you're bringing in the vehicles, you bring in people the way you want them to come from their geographical location. So I would use Diamond's lot, which Stevie's saying, I get 350 cars in there. Then if I get rid of the tractors behind the firehouse and put those up the street, just like I do the car show in Oxford for the antique tractor parade, now people have something to see as they're going through town instead of these dead spots. So I've been doing this kind of stuff for a long time, but my concern is really more of the safety of the people with this than laying out, what we're gonna do. We can always work on that. But right now, what I saw last year, people, once they get in there, they'll stop at the community house or at Diamond. From there, it's walking and shuttles and the fire truck. So we can keep that corridor open and safe for our people in the township and people outside the township if we just submit the paperwork and close the road. I know it's doable. We do it all the time up there. I don't know how, because I'm not in charge of it. I just say, this is the do it, and they do it. So, but I can find out what we have to do. Tom, you had mentioned you kind of know what you think needs to happen. So
Yeah, I think we have to go through ODOT, District 8.
But I
11,
think it's more the concern of the community for me than, and it's an ease of use for the festival. You don't have to worry about cars coming through the middle of town.
Mike, where's everybody gonna park when they get to the town?
When they get to town, it'll be behind the community house on John Francis's place there, behind the firehouse in that field. And then if they're coming in the other way, they use Diamond's lot.
All right, have we asked their permission though?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a done deal.
We have, or
Yes,
we're going?
Stevie said we can do it. So,
Yep.
so that's not a problem.
It's okay.
And we've never, that's the other thing with the organization, we've never really embraced our own community in a lot of fashions, which is kind of what I'm doing this year, to make sure everybody's on board, everybody gets to participate. And, Chip's gonna run the tractor parade, but it could be a little more than that. I'm gonna have some V8 pulling tractors down there, that kind of stuff. Just make it a little better for the outside the community to come in and see what we're about in Morgan Township.
In years past, it used to just end right about where the old St. Al's Church was.
Yes, right there.
But now they've got, Chip has his business up there. They actually have something up at Diamond Trailer. So that's why we've been in discussion trying to get a sidewalk. And
See, they've got that spread out all the way up past the storage lot. And,
But there is no sidewalk right now.
There's
no,
nothing.
there is none. That's what
And these
he's
people are
saying.
walking in
People
the
are
street.
walking on the street.
Yeah.
And sooner or later, we're gonna have an accident. And that's when I see these things, I wanna do something about it before it happens. And it's within our power to do it. I just say we jump on that game, we're well in advance, we get it taken care of. Then we deal with the other things that we could do. A sidewalk's a great idea, but
We
you know,
talked about that for a while.
Right.
you know, is it necessary in that section of Shandon? It would actually connect Diamond to down in town where St. Al stops. Well, actually, the sidewalk stops 2 streets up, or 1 street, 2 streets up. There's only 2 streets in Shandon. But it'll stop there at the cut, you know, right after that 2 houses up is where that would stop the sidewalk. So, but the closing the road just,
Some of
Solves
the
all
issue with
problems.
the sidewalk is there's a fence there for the
the other
storage.
side of the ditch line, yeah.
And then the ditch, you know, so that's some of the challenges that we've encountered with the sidewalk. But when I was talking to him and he said, you know, they closed 27 in Oxford, and I said, how? He goes, I'll find out. And I'm like, well, let's pursue it. I mean, I wanted him to talk to us about it. I know they close, you know, 129 goes right through the heart of Hamilton multiple times a year. This pumpkin festival, they've got multiple things up
Car
there.
show.
Yeah, and they close it. So he's right, it is doable. I just don't know how, but he's going to try to find out through Oxford
Yeah, I
how
get
they do
Yeah,
it.
that is, I wanna see, I mean, we'll help all we can, but I just can't, for one, how do you detour them out of, without,
Well, from Chapel, when they get to Chapel, the sign will just be up that says through traffic only detour. You just take them down and around back to 126 at the bottom of Morgan Ross, or they can go in on 129. I mean, there's numerous ways to get down to Ross from there. If they're going the other direction, obviously they get cut across. If they're trying to get anything onto Alert New London, all the way down to town. So that problem solved. Then
So Alert
come
New
the-
London would still be open?
Yeah, Alert New London would still be open. You just can't leave Alert New London to jump out into 126. You got to go the other way, which affects me because I live on it. But you know, hey, it's for a day, and if it stops somebody from getting hit by a car, I'm all for it. Plus, it gives us that ability to do the parade, the show, the festival better and more efficient. Without being concerned about somebody being run over. If you come up to Oxford that day, I mean, I'll have tents set up on the side of the street, what used to be a parking spot, you know, normally through the day, and they're doing whatever. You know, Bilstein's got shocks and stuff set up and all kinds of stuff. So just looking at that aspect, coming the other direction, Morgan Ross, they can split them either way, but it's just like the road closed. Well, look at the bridge. Okay, the world didn't end when we shut the road down because the bridge was out and they were doing the paving. They got them around. I mean, ODOT does this all the time. They're just putting up the signs. And the fire department and the police department that we come in, and I really appreciated everything they did last year because this guy stood at the corners right there of Alert New London and, what's that little side street called? Right in front of my church?
Scott?
Cherry?
Yeah.
Cherry.
Cherry, yeah. And just stop people and let the cars come through and tried to slow them down. And I'm like, this is just too noisy. Sooner or later, something's going to happen. So that was my idea.
And that was one of Chip's biggest deal was he had so many tractors in the parade, they were almost at the end and they were still going. He
had over 100
had to
last
close
year.
the road down, and he said he was a nervous wreck.
And see, we can take all that off the plate. You know, I mean, like I said, I'm all for growth on this kind of stuff, not for houses. but all for growth in that aspect to bring people out to our community, see what it's about. You know, we're going to sell strawberries this year. There's all kinds of things we're kind of changing up. Get those vendors out where people walking see this stuff, and it's a regular festival. You know, that's what it's supposed to be.
Got a question for you.
Yep.
Under whose auspices does the Strawberry Festival fall?
Well, that's a good question. It's actually kind of split up. St. Al's has theirs on the Sunday at St. Al's proper. We in town, the congregation will do it on the Saturday in conjunction with the Civic Association. So between those two entities, we kind of split things up. Anything that's happening over at the community house is run by the church. Chip takes care of the parade. The vendors are taken care of by the Civic Association. So we kind of divvy it up.
So 3 entities are involved in this.
In the
Okay.
Strawberry Festival.
Here's why I'm asking. If you have a fatality down there on that road, each of those three entities will be sued. And now, do you currently have a liability insurance policy for something like that?
All great questions.
You've got
I
that.
have
You've got
no
it.
idea. This is my first year with them, but you can bet I do in Oxford. And you
Okay.
can bet when I'm
Yeah.
done with them on the 20th that we'll have something in place.
Yeah.
We're even going to insure the vehicle that's transporting people from point A to point B. It's not going to be Farmers Joe's Insurance anymore. So, because we don't need that liability. Now, I would like to see a fourth partner involved in that. Hint. Hint. It is our township. So, you know, getting involved and making this a big community event.
What would involved, define involved?
I think you should take all financial responsibility. I'm just kidding.
He almost had me there.
Well, the road closures. You know,
Yeah.
the city of Oxford does that for me on a regular basis. They lay out with the fire department, the police department, the routes they're going to take. I just tell them the footprint I want each year because it grows, and they take care of it. You know, I'm not involved in any of that stuff. We just have meetings, and they say, okay, you want from here to here. What are we going to do with the ambulances? Where's this going to go? They'll take care of it all.
Well, I think you got your priorities right. The first thing is to close that street. Because
First
you've
thing,
been-
safety. And
you've
from
been
there,
very
we just...
we've been very fortunate to
Not
this
to have
point.
an accident.
It's amazing that nothing's happened down there. But if you want to take that back to your board, ask them about that insurance liability. If they're going to find an insurer.
We're going to have something because I've got guys up there that's what they do at my lodge, so
Okay.
we'll take care of it.
And then will you come back and let us
Yes,
know?
absolutely.
Okay.
It has to be done so that we're not wide open.
Right.
So,
Well, get the information, contacts or whatever you can get from Oxford, how they close 27, and then we can, you know, Rob's got a lot of in with Butler County and ODOT. He's got contacts there, so just,
and that is going to have to be submitted by you
Hey,
guys.
you know-
Absolutely.
You know, Mike, you talk like it's easy because you're doing it in Oxford, but I know we've had such a big problem with ODOT and California Road and 126.
Six.
Yeah, that intersection right there, trying to work with them on that. Well, this is going to be an endeavor, I think.
I think what ends up happening with all that, and I've done this in the city of Cincinnati, North College Hill, all over the city with the Shriners parades and with car shows. I'm out of everything except for Oxford now, as far as shows go. But as soon as you start talking safety, and as soon as you let them know what's happening on this state route, they're going to jump on board. It would all fall back on them if they do not. We're asking, they shut us down, and an accident happens. So we're being proactive. We don't want to be reactive. We don't want to be sitting here having this discussion because somebody got hit by a car. So that's why I want to get this rolling now, so that we can be proactive in everything the township does. And I think you guys should kind of put your stamp on it and be part of it because it's Morgan Township. We should be proud of that.
Right. And I think they'll be somewhat receptive because we've already been in contact with them about the sidewalk, both the county and the ODOT. So they are aware of the concerns that we've had
even
about safety. So it's there.
Right.
We never really thought that we could close down 126, but hey, if the precedent's set at other state routes are being shut down,
Have you talked with the county any? Because you're also going to have to close down some of the county roads coming in, or they're going to have to detour ahead of time.
They'll have detour signs up ahead of time,
Okay.
letting them know, closed at, whatever. Because you still got to let people get home.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, you go New London and, well, all the way down through there, you're gonna have, up to Chapel even, but, we gotta let them know too ahead of time, make sure everybody's on board before
Yeah.
we.
And I think it'd be a great idea if you guys could show up on the 20th,
What time is that meeting?
5:30. Just so we can throw things around. I'll have all your answers before then, but I just want to put it out to them so everybody knows kind of what's going
When's
on.
your meeting?
It's at the community house,
When,
June 20th, or June 20th,
June.
April 20th. April 20th at 5:30.
$5:30?
Yes. Any other questions for me? All right.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. That's all I had.
That's all I got?
Mhm.
All right, for me, you still wanna go in executive session?
That's up to you if you want to go to executive
I'd
session.
like to go in with Andrew. for a
Okay.
little bit. Okay, but before then, I did, I just want to let everybody know, Rob's not here right now, but, and I did call him and tell him, I've talked with the superintendent for Jurgensen, his road, superintendent on Morgan Ross Road. They've got problems on Morgan Ross Road again. And
On our end or
I
on?
don't know. When I talked to him, I don't know, he said he said, I need to talk to Rob about to go down and look at it, so I assume it's on our part, but I don't know where. I think he's talking down there at the bottom of the hill, and that's Ross Township's, part. But the real problem we had was up in front of Joe Payne's house up there. They redid, okay? But I just wanted to let everybody know, we might have some more issues with the Morgan Ross Road this spring. We'll get with Rob and see
Okay.
if he went out. He's been sick, so he hadn't had a chance to go down and look at it, of course, so, just everybody be aware of it. Okay.
I'll go ahead and make the motion for you for the executive
Do you
session.
want to do audience comments before we go into executive session so
Yeah,
people don't have to
anybody
stay?
wants to leave, yeah. We have anybody, from the audience want to say anything? Okay. All right.
Okay, I'll make a motion to enter into executive session to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official.
Second.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved
At 10:43.
at 10:43 a.m. Okay.
Hey, Tom, there's problems with Ferguson because out on 275 from Harrison going toward the airport, they blacktopped that last year. There is holes on that blacktop, so there's something going on with the blacktop with Ferguson. So now, I think that Ferguson did that job. And there's holes in places on that new asphalt that they laid down there. If you come off on, come off of 74 and get on the Kentucky exit, there before you get to Kilby, between that entrance ramp and Kilby Road, there's like 3 or 4 different holes in the asphalt along there, so there's some issues with Ferguson's work.
I guess a good thing is the contract this year went to Barrett.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep, Barrett got the contract.
I was like, ooh. Oh, yeah. Let me make sure they signed it on there. Hold on just 2 seconds.
All right.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Let's see if you guys can sign it. You guys sign it? Here you go. I know they said they weren't going to sign on this one. All right, thank you. You're welcome. Be careful on that.
signed.
I will ask Rob if he wants to go to that
Right.
meeting.
That's fine.
All right. Yay.
I'll give him this stuff back too.
All right.
You ready? Okay. Make a motion
You got your microphone?
yeah. Make a motion to bring the meeting back in from executive session at 11:44 a.m.
Second?
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right. No other business? I'll make a motion to close this meeting.
Second.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
We are
Meeting
adjourned.
11:45. Daryl, you need to go home, sweetie, and chill.
I'm going right to lay down or throw up first.
Oh, okay. Just lay down.